Coach Smegman, what are your expectations after winning your first game as a coach in the league?
We see the horizon as an egg, and we're ready to make an omelet. WRBTV Houston, Texas. This is the Houston Roundup with Cenk Jenkins on 107.4 The Tex.
Welcome in, Houston hopefuls. Week 1 hype was electric. This team matched its win total from last year in 1 week. The offensive rookies showed out and lit this fan base on fire for the home opener against Cleveland. A solid team that made the playoffs last year and looked real strong coming into this season after they added Cody Willis. Houston came out in their red uniforms and throwing the ball this time.
Houston with a fresh set of downs after completing their first pass. Garvin drops back to throw it again and heaves it to Leggett, who skies for the catch. What a grab!
Oh, Fish, Leggett's not known for his athleticism, so he must have grown a few inches to get up for that one.
But after a few plays, it looked like Houston started believing their own hype. There was no room for Locke to run anywhere, but Houston was still able to get into field position to kick, and then Sims dunked it.
The 41-yard attempt from Sims, on its way, and it's no good!
Their lack of focus and their inability to stop the run put them down 14 points to begin the game.
Cleveland in the red zone. Jeff Brown gets the handoff, and he breaks free. He dives for 6!
Cleveland's hogs up front are loving it.
And that forced Garvin to throw the ball. And he did a good job. Don't get me wrong. He threw some nice balls. And Savage was a physical beast.
Second down. Houston in the red zone. Garvin's looking towards a corner for Savage, who comes down with it. 6 for Houston right before the half.
The offense recovered nicely to score before the half, but then Cleveland came back out and ran it down their throats some more.
Maybrook hands it to Jeff Brown, and he explodes through the tacklers. See you later. It's a 19-yard pickup.
Houston came out to stop Willis and totally forgot to stop the run. They gave up 156 yards on the ground. But don't worry, Willis got his too. A couple of scores in the red zone? That's the main place you need to watch out for him.
Cleveland's gonna throw on second down. Willis double covered. Maybrook full sends it anyways, and he comes down with it for 6.
Why double cover if you ain't gonna do nothing?
It was a disappointing home opener after such a big week 1 win. But I'm a positive guy, and I found some silver linings. Locke had no room all day, but when he did get a little daylight, he showed off the speed and the power just like week 1. Garvin played a smart game and got the ball to all his receivers, but Savage is obviously the go-to guy, and for good reason. He's a grown man at just 22 years old.
Cleveland comes out 8 in the box again. Garvin will throw it, though, towards Savage, who bullies his way into the end zone.
Ayupati came out, got some big hits in there, even got the interception right before half. So overall, we have to remember this is a rebuild, and Cleveland's a good team. Coach Smegman wasn't worried about the result, but he did have some words about the game plan.
When you're out in the wild and you come across a bear, to defend yourself, you better know what kind of bear it is. If you pick the wrong strat, that's when you get your cheeks clapped.
I love that our new coach doesn't hold back. All right, when we come back, we're going to recap week 3 and get you set for week 4.
Cenk Jenkins on 107.4 The Tex.
Girl, I have some hot tea for you.
Honey, buckle up.
This season on Houston Housewives.
If he can't handle me at my worst, he doesn't get any of this.
Things get uppity.
My husband plays for the team. I'm not sitting next to those peasants.
Emotional.
My mommy was mad at my brother, so she put him up for adoption.
Stay the out of it.
And explosive.
He wouldn't buy those Saint Laurent boots for me, so I strapped M80s to his dog and blew that puppy up.
Houston Housewives. Following every game on RBTV. Of the Houston Roundup. Now on 107.4 The Tex.
Coming off the loss to Cleveland and into week 3 against New Orleans at home, this team had to come out buttoned up. And that is exactly what they did not do. This one got away from them even faster than week 2. You give up 3 with a nice defensive stop, and then you hand them the ball right back.
Houston on their own 26. First play from scrimmage is a screen, and the ball pops out. Martian Latitude comes up with it.
I couldn't believe that Savage was the first one to fumble this year. He's the one with hands. So you're down 10, and then you go conservative with the third down play call? I know Locke is a big, powerful guy, but that's 2 tough yards, and they're playing against the run.
Fish Lawrence comes out 8 in the box.
Houston hands it to Locke anyways, and he is stuffed.
You can't have 2 scoreless possessions when your D's getting shredded.
Wind gets the snap in the gun as he chucks it deep to Thomas Michaels.
My gosh, I think he was invisible. They weren't even trying to cover him.
After New Orleans tacked on another score, Houston opened up their playbook. I mean, you go down 17-0, you're obviously going to have to throw the ball a lot, and good on Garvin for making use of some receivers we wouldn't normally see.
2nd and goal on their first trip to the red zone. Garvin's going to throw it to the late releasing tight end for the touchdown.
But Sims is a total bum. Another doink. It's just unbelievable. Houston's second half started out a bit better. They're down by a lot, so they keep throwing the ball, and Savage is just a monster.
2nd and 2 from the gun. He's looking over the middle and throws a dot to Savage, who dives into the end zone. Houston's climbing back in it.
Garvin withstood the pressure and put that ball where only Savage could get it.
Houston has thrown the ball down the field way more than I expected this season. It may be because of the game scenarios, but I've been impressed by Garvin's arm, for the most part.
They're going for 2 here. It's going to be a lob to Savage, and Martian Latitude picks it off. Houston's still down by 5.
Locke showed off his hands a little bit, getting into the pass game action, which is a big surprise too.
Houston running out of time, but in the red zone now. It's a throw towards the corner, and Locke brings it down. Touchdown, Houston!
But this game was way worse than the final score indicates. They had no shot with that huge deficit to come back from. It's a tough pill to swallow to lose 2 games after being so excited, but I know this team has a lot of talent on it. Maybe we just cough it up to nerves. This team is super young. But I got a call coming in here. It's Chris from Baltimore. What's up, man?
Hey, Jake, love the show, man.
Hey,
but
appreciate you listening, Chris.
you hyped this Savage kid up too much.
Oh, you kidding?
You see him drop that open pass, and he can't even catch in traffic.
We're 3 weeks into the season, and Savage is top 5 in receiving yards.
Man, quit riding the kid's dick.
Yeah, okay. Trashing the best player on the team so far this year. Well, about those leaderboards, here they are. Savage is making a good case for Rookie of the Year so far. And when we take a look at the rushing leaders, there should be a familiar name there, Monte Herron. He may not be getting a big yard per carry, but they're feeding him the ball a lot, so he's up there. Delance Garvin was asked by the media about having to face Herron, who was his running back for the early part of his career.
Monte and his wife Mercedes, they took me in when I first got drafted. She makes the best cannolis. It'll be weird seeing him wear a different uniform, but we stay close, his wife and I.
Vegas comes into week 4, 1-2, just like Houston, and if we look around the league, it looks like Houston's had some of the toughest competition besides the Little Sisters of the Poor in Jacksonville. Cleveland and New Orleans are 3-0, amongst the many other undefeated teams like Hollywood, the rebranded LA team in the NFC. So realistically, setbacks are expected, and this team can keep growing. I think they got a much better chance of taking down Vegas than they did in the previous 2 matchups. Now, before I go, I just want to address the allegations that were made against me with what they called illegal substances. I have a note from my doctor, and there will be no charges pressed. Just to clear the air. All right, thanks everyone for listening. I truly appreciate all the support. Coming up is week 4, Houston at Vegas. Catch every play of the game on RBTV with Fish Fisher, Colt Coulter, and Wolfie Wolfson. I'm Cenk Jenkins. You've been listening to 107.4 The Tex.
The preceding has been a presentation of Retro Sport Radio. This broadcast is copyrighted for the public use of our audience. Please like and subscribe.